Today we're talking about the difference between Las Vegas versus Los Angeles, and I could not think of a better place than right here in what's called downtown Summerlin, a suburb of Las Vegas where locals come to hang out and live here in Las Vegas. Now today we're going to be talking about home prices in Las Vegas. We're going to be talking about low property taxes. We're going to be talking about zero state income tax. We're going to be talking, of course, obviously, less population and less traffic. You can get anywhere in town within 30 minutes. So if you yourself have thought about moving to Las Vegas, stay with me on this tour. We're going to do a walk. I'm going to take you down what I consider to be, there's two little roads here. It's actually like I consider it the 3rd Street Promenade of Las Vegas, and that is called downtown Summerlin, outside of Las Vegas. And like I said, we're going to be talking about Las Vegas versus Los Angeles. And if you've considered moving here, I encourage you to stay on this tour because we're getting ready to get started right now. Okay, so today we're talking about Las Vegas versus Los Angeles, and behind me there's probably no better place to see that difference than downtown Summerlin in Las Vegas. And what you're gonna notice is that it looks a lot and it's gonna feel a lot like the 3rd Street Promenade in Los Angeles, Santa Monica. So I'm gonna take you on a walk. We're gonna talk about the difference between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. And the first thing the first thing that we wanna talk about is, we notice that there's a difference between the prices of homes. So right now, an average decent home in Summerlin, the medium price is about $500,000, $500,000, okay? A little bit more than the average price of Las Vegas, which today is $400,000. But as you know, that same home in Los Angeles is easily gonna cost you $1 million or more. Now you can see behind me, like I mentioned, that I had kind of referenced this to the 3rd Street in Santa Monica. Obviously we're here in Summerlin, Las Vegas, but you can see that when you talk about the difference between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, one of the things you're gonna notice is that we have a little bit of everything is newer, we just have less people. So obviously the first thing, or many things, is that our population is so much different. And because of that, I think people are allowed to really enjoy themselves more here in Las Vegas, and particularly in the different communities like downtown Summerlin. So once again, we're here in downtown Summerlin. In a little bit, all these little restaurants up here, from True Food to Wolfgang to everything, they are all gonna be packed full of people coming in to sit down at night. Sometimes there's live music and people just enjoying themselves. But this whole environment back here opens up to the diners. Behind me is like a business center. You can see that right there. And people are working right now, probably till about 5, 6 or later. And that's gonna be up in that building. But the reason I'm gonna double back here is that over here to this left-hand side, there's gonna be a Pilates studio, there's gonna be yoga, and that's all going on right now upstairs. So when people are talking about changing their life, and we're talking about, Las Vegas versus Los Angeles, I look at it like this. You're bringing all the good things with you from Los Angeles that you're not gonna miss out because we have it all here. But you can see that if you regularly go down to places like the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, it's always packed full of people, craziness going on, where here it's like you got the whole place to yourself. Now I'm gonna be taking you through this little corridor here, and you can see there's escalators on both sides, and we are still outside. There's a little play gymnasium right there. And what's really nice about the way that Las Vegas, and in particularly Summerlin, has come together is that everything is new. It's not like anything in here is more than 10 years old, by the way. So you're really taking advantage of a very modern space. And when you're in this space, it gives you that feeling of like you're taking a step forward in life. And so I would probably say that the next difference between Los Angeles and Las Vegas is that you can see Las Vegas is the future. And a lot of people are seeing that, and because of these reasons here. Number one, we just talked about the housing. A home here for $500,000 is gonna cost you $1 million in California. Taxes, we have 0 state income tax. If you become a resident of Nevada and Las Vegas, you're gonna be paying 0 state income tax. Now on top of that, backtracking on what we talked about homes, our property taxes are lower. So you're already gonna be saving already within just a short time span, roughly about 10 to 30% of your income just on the difference between your house, your property taxes, and your personal income taxes. So once again, we're talking about the difference between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. We're up here in downtown Summerlin. Once again, because that contrast kind of sits in there, that little difference between like the 3rd Street Promenade, LA Santa Monica vibe, and also what we have going on here. And you're gonna notice I'm gonna take you across the street. I'm gonna walk you down this pedestrian zone, and we are gonna continue our tour as we're talking about the difference between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. So once again, I'm gonna start from the top. We've got homes. If it's $500,000 here, it's gonna cost you more than $1 million there. We've got the 0 state income tax. We've got the low property tax. We've got less people, less traffic. I mean, check this out. We're just walking now, and there's just like, I'm not bumping shoulders with anybody and walking backwards, so there's less people here than Los Angeles by far, which I really enjoy. You could work here. Think about it. You could work there. You can play back at that yoga studio, or just live your life and enjoy the walk. And I think that really says a lot about what Las Vegas has to offer. Now, once again, notice I'm walking around the outdoor shopping area. And so we're currently walking, and you're gonna see that we have upscale shopping. We even have the Apple, this is the Apple place, always busy. I mean, is Apple always busy? Look at that Apple sign. But you always get good help. And so obviously you can see, that you've got all your resources here right at your fingertips. So the next thing I just want to talk about in general is the pace of life here. People tell me that when they move down here to Las Vegas and they move to, in particular, say like a community like Summerlin, and they're experiencing downtown Summerlin, is that the pace of life gets a little bit slower, a little bit nicer, and a little bit better. Now I'm actually walking you down to my favorite coffee shop down here, Makers and Finders. You might have seen that on the other video I did, which is called Moving to Summerlin, because I've actually moved here now 3 times. But I think this is giving you a really good idea about what your experience is gonna be like, and that there's really nobody. I mean, look, there's just nobody down here. Look how nice this would be to walk. I mean, I don't think I've been on a street in California for a very, very long time that where I don't see somebody on the side street, especially like 3rd Street, Santa Monica, Los Angeles. So if you are from Los Angeles and you have not been out to Las Vegas and you are thinking about purchasing a home, I'll just disclose right now that I am a real estate agent here in Las Vegas, and that I think that if you are online looking, my website is LasVegasRealEstate.org, and my website has all the homes available, so you can see what $500,000 will get you, what $1 million will get you, and so forth and so on here in Summerlin. Now I'm going to show you this next little open area. This is like a little water park and another sitting area. This is Macy's, and what you're going to notice is that this whole area here just opens up. It's extremely nice. A lot of families like this area, and as we start walking over to the Makers and Finders area, which is the coffee shop, you're gonna see the Dillards down the street here, and the store for the where you can get your paraphernalia for the Raiders and the Golden Knights. So once again, we are exploring downtown Summerlin. I'm going to take you across the street. There's Makers and Finders, and we are going to keep going and checking out what is happening here in Las Vegas. So once again, what do you think are the differences between Las Vegas and Los Angeles? If you've been to Las Vegas and you've been to Los Angeles, what are the differences that you're seeing in the different communities and what you see happening around here? So once again, I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna finish up this tour down here. Maybe, actually, you know what? Let me show you the dining. I just wanna show you real quick that, you know, we talked about the coffee shops. I wanna show you a little bit of fine dining, but that people are still sitting outside, a lot like you see when you are in California. So like, you know, of course, Makers and Finders, always busy. You've got Grape Street Cafe, you've got the Earl of Sandwich, you've got pizza over here, you've got Italian food over there. And a lot of this at night is all gonna go outdoors. These streets are going to fill up like you would not believe. So once again, we are talking about the difference between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. And we started talking about the homes, we talked about the taxes. Overall, we're just talking about the you know, less people, less population, your ability to move more freely, to get out and to basically enjoy just yourself and what you want to experience. As I mentioned before, even down here in downtown Summerlin, you have the yoga, you have the Pilates, you have you know, baby mama yoga. People are out here exercising on the lawn or on the grass. 9 o'clock in the morning, it's spectacular. You see people even have their offices down here. And so, you know, you're not giving up anything. When people are moving from California, I think the only thing they're giving up is the big bills. What they're giving up, what they tell me is they're giving up those big taxes in California. So once again, we are down here. We are in the heart of one of the #1 communities in Las Vegas, which is Summerlin, and we are in downtown Summerlin, and these guys are so nice to stop and not hit me. Look at that big truck. That guy right there, he loves Summerlin. See that? And so that's what we're talking about. You know, people are out down here having fun. When was the last time you had fun in California in traffic or paying those bills? So what I did was I brought you down here to the end. And what's really nice about this is a lot of people come down here, and I actually started a video down here one time where I was talking about when I moved back to Summerlin, and I just love this area. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, you're right. We don't have the ocean, but we have some really cool fountains, and this is one of them. And so, you know, one thing you will probably miss is the ocean. That's about the only thing you're gonna miss, is the difference between the ocean environment. But we have a nice dry climate here. Your car is not gonna rust. There's not gonna be a rusty car. There's not gonna, I mean, in a dry climate, things tend to stay well and stay better. So once again, I brought you down here. I like to show people this store because, and I've showed it before, which is, this is where you get your Raiders t-shirt, if you're gonna be a Raiders fan, because now we have the Raiders, and the Raiders came from California, so even they're moving here. And then once again, we have the Aviators baseball, and we have the famous Golden Knights Las Vegas. We got hockey. So once again, you're not really gonna be missing anything when you move down here. You're not gonna be giving anything up. Whenever you live down here and you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas from Los Angeles, there's nothing that you're leaving behind that you don't want to leave behind. The things that you're gonna be leaving behind are gonna be crazy state taxes, property taxes, income taxes, and all those things seem to fade away here. And if you're coming from Los Angeles, people have told me that they're saving up to 30% by just moving to Las Vegas. They're selling their homes for like $2 million, and they're coming here and they're buying a home for $1 million right here in Las Vegas. So once again, I'm going to show you this spectacular view. This is, like I said, our 3rd Street promenade here in Las Vegas. Something that you guys are familiar with, say, in Santa Monica, and a great place to compare the difference between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Now, once again, if what you're seeing here, okay, looks appealing to you and it looks like something that you would be willing to move to or relocate to, get on our website, LasVegasRealEstate.org, look at the homes for sale. Homes from $500,000 to $1 million, all the way up to $10 million and beyond are right here in Las Vegas. Your lifestyle is not going to is not going to take a hit. It only gets better. You get so much more for your money, and that's why you want to consider moving to Las Vegas. If you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below. You can reach out to any of my agents. You've got James Meadows, you've got William Dawson and Xander Shaw. Those agents, they sell homes here in Las Vegas and in Summerlin, right next to this beautiful community here that I just took you on a tour at. And if you're ready to escape Los Angeles or just experience Las Vegas, come on down here, check it out, go over, get yourself one of these t-shirts here at Sportstown. Become a Raiders fan, become a Knights fan, and we will see you here in Las Vegas enjoying what Las Vegas has to offer over Los Angeles. See you on the next tour.